Ooh, my, it's the amazing and the incredible Jimmy Stringer. But he's in his breakout form. Oh, this is a good one. In today's video, I want to highlight all the wonderful pieces that come in this set, and we're going to see how other people have used them to build their own Bionicle creations. And then, we're going to check out some revamps of Jimmy Stringer. But before we do all of that, let's talk about why this set is so amazing. I freaking love how much this toy leans into the rock and roll vibe. His shoulders are literally giant speakers. And then his blaster. It's not just a blaster, it's a guitar. What makes this so great is the fact that the original version of Stringer, he also had this vibe going on. Stringer 1.0's blaster was a large sonic boom weapon, and his torso was actually decked out with a bunch of speakers. I love that they took this existing idea and found new ways of incorporating it into his later versions. This really was the perfect upgrade to what already existed. And maybe this might be a little bit too much for you. You're like, he's got a guitar weapon? Ugh. Maybe you don't like that, although I don't know what's wrong with you. That's the coolest thing in the world. But you can still pose his weapon to look like an actual blaster if you want. And then that way it's a blaster with a big old shield, which is still pretty cool. So yeah, like I said, some of this is advancing on the 1.0 form, but also the name of this character, Jimmy Stringer. It's kind of an homage to Jimi Hendrix, and I'm sure Stringer is referring to the guitar strings, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I love how music and sound and all of that is just seeped into the design of this set. Sure, this toy is a little bit on the smaller side, but the LEGO Group really just packed in so many clever ideas and fun concepts into this toy. There truly isn't another Hero Factory character like the breakout version of Jimmy Stringer. He's so unique, he's the best. And I tell you what, he comes with plenty of good LEGO pieces too. So let's see what you get and how you can use them to build your own Bionicle MOCs. Stringer comes with an exclusive trans dark blue torso. It has a bit of printing up top that looks a little bit like sound waves. Kinda fun. Kevin H uses a few of these pieces on this one MOC that's called the Watcher. We can see this piece incorporated into the arm design, and we can also see some of them on the torso as well. Now what makes this so great is it's being mixed in with other trans dark blue pieces. Like these masks. They make up these interesting pincers on the ends of both hands. These of course are the same masks that are used for the eyes on the Nui Rama set. This one. Also this camera on the head, it also has a little bit of dark blue in it. Yes, this is actually an official LEGO piece. There's this old set here called Vision Command, and it was essentially just a camera that LEGO made. This set was released in the year 2000. Yeah, I don't know, this is such a clever way to use that piece. So yeah, if you have other trans dark blue pieces, use this torso along with those parts. You'll end up with something truly lovely. Stringer's blaster uses this silver launcher piece. How could this be used? Well, a builder called Socket and Ball Torture has a creation called Ferrum, and if we flip it around, we can see that they've used these pieces in gunmetal. They make up some armor on the back of the arms. They look rather nice as armor on the lower arms, don't they? Maybe you could do the same thing, but, instead in silver. On top of that, Stringer also comes with some lovely blue CCBS armor shells in size 3, the smallest size of CCBS armor. Epically Evil 750, they use this on a very fun design. We see it on the torso as well as the upper arms. And I specifically like how they're used on the torso. It's a bit of a modest design that just kind of gets the job done and looks good. Heck yeah. Stringer's guitar weapon also uses this silver shield piece. MTRK MOCs has a revamp of Thunder, and they place 2 of these pieces on the lower legs. I mean, this looks pretty good. It's well armored, it's pretty, but it does look like it's being attached with some string. Nothing wrong with that. I like it. And finally, we have these exclusive sonic speaker pieces. How else could these be used? Well, Mr. Boltron has built a creation that places some of them on the upper arms. Sure, that's the same way that the set uses them. But when they're surrounded by heavily greebled body parts, I think it looks even better than it did on the set. Now, you may have noticed some of the weapons on this MOC. A few of them also use these pieces for some really cool sonic boom weapons. I especially like this image here. Getting some trans-clear dishes and putting them on the front so it looks like it's just blaring out with sound waves. What a great look. That's such a good way to illustrate sound-based weaponry. Look at that, you can use it as armor, you can use it for weaponry. This piece is super versatile. And actually, here's one other way that you could use it. This is how Ren'Zia Lego has done it. If we take a look at the knees, we'll see a few of these pieces right here. You know, yeah, these look pretty good as knee pads. The way that they kind of hug the sides of the leg, the way that it sort of juts out ever so slightly, it's a good look. Now there you go, that's how you can use some of these pieces on your next mock. Now, let's check out a couple revamps of Jimmy Stringer. Bob the Doctor 27 gives us Stringer, but how he could have looked if he appeared in the Brain Attack wave of sets. Now yeah, I know, this video is talking about Stringer from the Breakout wave of sets, not from Brain Attack. That was a totally different wave. It came out in a totally different year. But remember, Stringer was not included in the Brain Attack wave of sets. So it's cool to see what he could have looked like in this mock. And you know, this is obviously taking a lot of inspiration from his Breakout form, so it works. Now I love the introduction of some trans orange. There's something about this color scheme that feels so in the vein of techno music or dubstep. It just screams concerts and music. Well, at least in my opinion. Look, I love it. Also, how about this new revamped guitar weapon? Making it a bit longer was a good call, because this looks way more like a guitar, more so than the original set did. And then partnering that with some speakers strapped onto his back, Bob the Doctor took the best aspects of this set and managed to improve them tenfold. Oh, and how good is this 3D printed version of Stringer's mask? This of course needed an upgrade so that it could fit that Brain Attack visor over the top, because the original mask can't do that. I love a good 3D printed mask. This looks dope. And then here's one more revamp of Stringer. This is by Oblivimox. You know, I like seeing a bit of a taller and buffed up version of Stringer. Because hey, this concept of speakers, lots of sonic boom blasters, when you think of that, you think of big loud noises, heavy bass, a grand performance on a very large stage, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, if Stringer is more Titan-sized, like he is in this mock, it just kind of fits that aesthetic a little bit better, in my opinion. Oh, but look at all these speakers on the shoulders. They use some system dish pieces in trans dark blue, and we see another one in black on the torso. I like how that's kind of being embedded in the center. The vibe of that feels pretty similar to Stringer 1.0, who also had some speakers embedded into his chest. See, I do like that. Taking all the best aspects of the 1.0 version and his Breakout form and putting them all together into one ultimate version. Beautiful. And actually, the fact that all the trans dark blue is pretty much just on these speakers, it tidies up the design a little bit better than I thought it would have. Interesting. Yeah man, blue and black, such a nice color scheme. So there you go gang, that's the amazing Jimmy Stringer. And I tell you what, this set is further proof that Breakout is the best wave of Hero Factory. So good. Also, the mocks that we talked about today, they were pretty good too. If you want to see more from these builders, then take a look at the links in the description below. Go check out their other work and maybe give them a follow. That's all for today everyone. Thank you so much for watching, happy building, and bye for now.